Hey guys, welcome back to my budgeting videos. This is take number 2 because within the time frame it took me to write the date on the last one, I had already messed up. So let's hope this one goes better. My paycheck is better this week. Last pay period, it got shorted because there was a coding mistake in my schedule. I haven't actually read the pay stub for this paycheck yet, but the paycheck is bigger. I will go and double check to make sure that nothing is missing from it though. So this budgeting video is for my March 24th paycheck. My balance in my account is $1,960.26, which makes me feel happy, and yet it all goes away, all of it. So the first thing we're going to do is take out $392.50 for part of rent, which, random note, I need to actually go and look at my sinking fund. It's not really a sinking fund for rent. I have a sinking fund for tenant insurance, and this is where, like, every paycheck, when I'm pulling out half of my month's rent, I put it into there just to keep it safe so I don't touch it, and then I pull it out when it's time to pay, rent. But I was looking at the account today and I was kind of like, that seems higher than what I think needs to be in there. So yeah, I seem to be sitting on some extra money that I have funneled in there at some point. I'm not really sure what happened there. So I need to take a look because I really only need to have like the amount of money that I should have saved up in preparation for my tenant insurance, which isn't due until October. And then like I should always be about a half a month ahead in rent, but I'm way ahead, like way ahead. And I don't know why. I'm sure at some point I knew why, and I've just forgotten, and I didn't leave any easy to find notes for myself. So I need to figure that out because I might have some extra money to throw towards debt, which would be great. The next thing I'm calculating out is my SUV payment, which will automatically be withdrawn on Tuesday. And then the next thing is my line of credit payment. Oh my God, I can't. I just keep almost writing the wrong things today. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's just because I'm feeling like pressured to do things quickly or what. Okay. And then, so that's leaving me already at $1,055.66. My Neo MasterCard had a charge on it at $8.89. It was a iTunes Apple. I bought a album. So, that credit card makes me look so good because a charge goes on it and I pay it off on payday. Like, it's constantly, when I pull up the app and I'm looking at it, it's constantly like, there's no payment to be made. There's no due date. It gives me nothing because it wants, as all credit cards want, is for me to like not pay something and start racking up interest, and I just keep paying it off as it goes. That credit card makes me feel good about finances. Everything else, not so much. $145.59 for my BMO MasterCard. Now, I can't remember the last time I brought you up to date with the drama with that. So I got this credit card specifically because they sent me an offer in the mail that if I did a balance transfer from a credit card with a different bank over onto their credit card, I would get 0.99% interest for like 9 months. So I was like, grand, I will do that. I did the balance transfer. They say it takes up to 11 business days for it to process over. And so I was waiting and waiting and waiting. And then it was like well past 11 business days. And I'm like, it still hasn't gone over, but it's showing on the BMO side. But it's also, the money I transferred over was also still showing on my Scotiabank Visa card. So I'm like, now I just have debt even more because it's showing duplicated, and I didn't know what to do. So I kept waiting, thinking like, it just needs another day to process. It's fine. And then it wasn't. So I called Scotiabank Visa. Can I tell you, Scotiabank has like the worst customer service. I've been banking with them forever, and I've not impressed at all lately. Every time I call in, they're just, the people themselves are nice, but like the policy set in place and how limited they are able to help me with figuring things out, ridiculous. So the person was basically like, I can't help you if it didn't, because they're saying like maybe when BMO put through the balance transfer request, they accidentally pulled it from the wrong account. I'm like, I only have one credit card. So it could have only come from the one credit card. And they're like, we don't know. We can't tell you. We can't help you with this. You need to contact BMO. And if they say that they did take it from the correct credit card, once you've confirmed it, then call us back. And then we can start like an internal investigation where they'll contact BMO. And I'm like, could you not just start that now? Could you not just call them? Like, why am I going back and forth? And they're like, no, we can't. You got to do that part first. So great. So I called BMO and I talked to somebody and I'm explaining, like, I don't understand what's going on. It's still showing in two parts. Scotia says I have to call you. And this very nice human takes a look and they're like, oh, it got flagged as potential fraud. And so they canceled the transfer. So, it was showing on the BMO side on my bank app with them. It had gone through, but it actually hadn't. And no indication, no contact from them about a potential fraud, nothing. And I was like, that, are you kidding me? So the person was really nice. They were like, clearly it's not fraud because I'm calling in about it. And I was like, I wasn't mad or like upset at the person. It's not their fault, but I was very just like, I don't understand. So then they were like, we can put it through again. And I don't know what made this time different, but she was like, for sure it'll go through this time. I don't know why. I don't know why it didn't get flagged as potential fraud again. But I was like, yes, absolutely put it through. Like the whole point is to be using this card for lower interest rate. And she did look, and the interest rate was still offered, the 0.99%. And it also is apparently now a little bit better of an offer because instead of the original one was for 9 months, now she says it's for a year. I don't know. I'll have to keep an eye on it. I have trust issues now. So she put it through. She's like, it'll take up to 11 business days, but usually it's done in under a week. And I'm like, great, sure, okay, I believe nothing anymore. But it actually went through. So the balance transfer from the Visa card went over to the BMO MasterCard where I have a much lower interest rate. But the kicker is that they charged me the balance transfer fee twice. So that is $120. And they charged it the first time, and then it got flagged as fraud. And they reversed the potential balance transfer, but they did not reverse the $120 balance transfer fee. So then when it went through the second time, they charged me the fee again, which did not make for a happy human on my side. So I called them this evening and explained, like, this is what happened. I don't understand why I'm being charged for this twice when you guys were the ones that flagged it as fraud, didn't put the transfer through, and didn't even call or contact me to tell me that it had happened. So the woman was great, and there was like no battle. I was expecting a battle. She was like, oh yeah, I'll put in a request to refund it. So great. I mean, I'll have to wait to see if it actually goes through. I suppose something could happen and it could get flagged in their system again, but I'll keep an eye out. Because it got refunded, then I was like, well, now I don't know how much is my payment on this card or like the due date for it because I find their banking app very confusing. So she was really great and she broke down like, this is how much it is, but minus at the balance transfer fee, this is what the minimum payment is, this is the date it's due by. So I finally had all that information, which I was not able to get from the app, even from like the digital, like the e-statement. But I'm hoping going forward the e-statement will be more informative because there won't be all this back and forth with balance transfers and fees and whatnot associated with it. It'll literally just be me not using the card but just paying off the balance transfer amount, so it should be a bit easier to figure out going forward. So that brought me to a payment for $145.59 is what she said is due by like April 4th. So I'm putting it through now. I've actually already put it through. Hopefully she's right and everything is correct because I don't want to screw up the payments on this and lose my low interest rate. The whole point is to have the high interest or the low interest rate for this debt to help pay it off faster. But I don't know. I just have trust issues now. Okay, the next thing is my cell phone, which they're doing like routine maintenance on the app right now, so I couldn't pull it up. So I'm going by what the cell phone always is, which is $80.64. And then $67 for my SUV insurance sinking fund. can never tell like when I start to go off screen because I can't see my phone. What am I doing next? $7 for tenant insurance. $40 for my emergency fund. Turn over my cheat sheet. 15 for my text syncing fund. So that's my Norton, my WordPress, and my Microsoft 365. Then $20 for my Dragon Boat sinking fund. $20 for my present sinking fund. Okay, just stand for a second. Can you still see what I'm writing? Yeah. Okay. So I'm running out. Ooh, did I just make the light go dim? Oh, I touched the cable. Sorry, guys. Okay, travel. $40. So right now I'm at $611.54. Just gonna just this out of the way and bring that back down. Okay, so we're gonna leave at $611.54. Gas. So I'm doing a road trip tomorrow with a friend down to Seattle. So I'm putting $100 instead of the regular $50 over for gas. I have no idea how much the gas is going to cost for the trip tomorrow. I have a hybrid, but we're also going like 3 hours in each direction, plus like stopping and detouring for like to find somewhere to eat and get snacks or whatever. But I mean, we're gonna split it, but we're also like, we'll wait until we have like the final cost of everything, because we're gonna split the cost of the gas, plus like we each have our own tickets, and just, you know, like just stuff that happens on a trip. We're not staying overnight anywhere. Like, we're driving down in the afternoon, we're going to a show, and then we're coming back up. It's a little bit ridiculous, but we're very excited for it. Yeah, but I figured 100 for gas, and then we'll just have to see. I didn't know how to guess or guesstimate for that one. Now here is the kicker. $470.10 is going to my, oh, I put Neo. That's not Neo. My Wealth Simple cash card, the one that I use for all of my variable spending. You know, so like, now I'm blanking on things. Work, parking, and fun, and takeout, and groceries, like all of those categories. I put money on a prepaid MasterCard, and then I just sort of keep track of it there. It's like with my digital cash envelopes is what I'm talking about. Sorry, I don't know why I'm fumbling over this. So I screwed them up. Like, pretty bad. And it's oh, I don't know. It made me think that maybe I should actually be going to physical cash, because I couldn't have done it without being more aware that I was doing it. So I'm moving over $470.10 to fund, like, to move over the funds that should be going over as part of like my bi-weekly contribution over into those digital cash envelopes, as well as the money I have to make up because I overspent. So I've got I've got like scrap paper. I didn't write anything down to make it like nice looking, so I don't have like a great thing to show you really. I went through and I was doing all the math because I was trying to figure out like, where did the money go? Because I went to go buy cat food today and it didn't work because the card didn't have enough money to buy the cat food, and I was like, uh-oh, What have I done? It's very messy. I'm super sorry, you guys. I wasn't really intending to show you this, but now I don't really know how to explain it without visuals. So groceries should have been fine. I should have still had, like, I did do some grocery shopping. I have a little refund that came through, so I just sort of wrote it there. So I should have still had remaining in my grocery digital cash envelope $78.95. Striker, the cat, I bought him wet food on Amazon, $19.01. And then I would have bought his dry food using the remainder of this money today, but it wouldn't go through. So I ended up having to put it on the credit card and had a minor little panic. Takeout should have still had, even with buying, purchasing stuff, I should have still had $42.15 in that digital cash envelope. Miscellaneous is where things went crazy. So I only had $36.82 in miscellaneous. And if you recall from last budget, I put here the $50 that normally would have gone into the miscellaneous, I put onto the BMO MasterCard because my paycheck got shorted last paycheck and I had to like figure out how to still be able to make payments on things. And I thought I tend to not use the miscellaneous too much, and I wasn't thinking that I was going to really be using it that much. But of course, the whole nature of the miscellaneous is to cover random things, and things happened. So I had a parcel getting delivered that I didn't know was going to have cash on delivery. Like, what is it? It's because like it came across the border, and sometimes you have to pay for that, sometimes you don't. I don't really understand how to know when you do or don't. So I had to pay $19.16 UPS. I had something break that I had to replace. So I bought it from Walmart for $43.35. It was, I mean, I priced around, but it was an item I needed for the household that I broke, and it was sort of like I can't wait, I need it today. So that right there should have been where I like halted with shopping, but I didn't realize how much I'd gone into the negative because I wasn't properly keeping track of everything. Spent $4.52 on Etsy on some Korean learning grammar sheets. I'm trying to learn Korean, and I keep getting sucked into buying more Korean resources. I'm going to a step class with a friend. We go every Wednesdays. It's a drop-in. It's $4.50. I've actually created a new digital cash envelope category in my tracking specifically to put $9 in bi-weekly to cover the step class so that it's not coming out of miscellaneous anymore, since it's not a random where it's actually like we're doing it every week. And then IKEA. I was not planning to go to IKEA. I was meeting somebody at the parking lot in IKEA because it's like the midpoint in between where they live and where I live. And we were going to go and hang out and get like a bite to eat or something, but we ended up going into IKEA. And how does anybody go into IKEA and not spend some money? So I spent $11.18 on like items, and then $6.68 on cookies and frozen food, I think it was. None of it was essential. But it's IKEA, and you just, I don't know, something about it. And then the fun category, I also really and truly screwed up. So I went for brunch at Tangent Cafe, not let the names of places mean anything to you. And then this was the dinner that I went out with the friend when we went to the IKEA, and we ended up going somewhere a lot pricier than what we had anticipated. And then today I was going with a friend to a self-defense course, and I was super early to the area, so I went into this coffee shop to get like a tea, and I ended up with a tea and a pastry, and it was $10.50, which is ridiculous, and yet is also kind of expected because it's the world we live in and everything is overpriced. And then we went to a place called Kind Cafe that it's one of her favorite places, and it's closing, so we went, and it was a delicious meal. But all of that put my fun category into the negatives by $67.79. Oh, it's so bad. And then my work parking, I didn't touch because I'm using the parking, the swipey card, the parking pass that my friend who's on vacation lent me for while she's away on vacation. And yet, because I depleted everything so much, I clearly used the parking money to cover the expenses of things as well as other stuff, because my digital cash envelopes only had remaining in the entirety of the account $36.55, you guys. It wasn't even enough to cover Striker's dry food. Like, I was doing so well with these, and yeah, all of a sudden not so much. So I have done the math, because I've always done the math, right? So yeah, I calculated it out that, where did my, oh my God, my math. Um, sorry, I'm like blanking and it's like right here in front of me. So this is what should have been in the accounts for these three that should never have been like missing money. Oh my God, did it? Oh no, it's there. Sorry. So these four. So grocery, striker, takeout, and work parking. That money should have already been sitting in the digital cash envelopes because it was calculated to be there. I didn't spend it on those categories. I overspent it in the other categories. So I calculated out that missing money plus the money that I need to fund, like put into miscellaneous and fun to have them back at what their balance is supposed to be of $50. Plus I added in the $9 for step class. Plus I added in the money that I would have added in to, or like I'm supposed to be adding in bi-weekly to these three, to striker, takeout, and groceries. This isn't making any sense. Anyways, I came to a total amount that I had to put back into the digital cash envelopes of $470.10. So that will pay back the amount that I overspent. That will get miscellaneous, fun, miscellaneous and fun with a balance of $50 each, because they generally are supposed to get bi-weekly $50 put in. It'll refund my work parking back up to $80. It'll put in the balances of grocery, striker, and takeout of what they should have been. This is all, by the way, taking into account the $36.55 that was already in there. And then this is also topping up these three with the amount that they should be normally getting for their bi-weekly contributions. So now all of my cash envelopes, once the transfer goes through, because there's like a wait time of 30 minutes, my digital cash envelope should be back to being like fully funded to what they are supposed to be. Like math. And what gets me is I did that overspending, and so now I'm making it up. And I mean, yay that I have the money in the bank account to actually just transfer over and to make it up. And yeah, like it is leaving my final budget with only a balance in my account of $41.44. But you know, like I was able to use the money that was in the account to fix the thing that I did with the overspending. But it does mean that like this amount that I'm putting over, $470.10, is more than what I usually do. So if I hadn't done all that overspending and had clued in and reined it in, then I could have made like an extra payment onto debt. Do you know what I mean? But instead I went out and I spent money, and I don't even know. You guys, I don't know why I can't seem to like control my spending. And I don't think that the solution is to up how much I'm putting into my budget for things like fun. I think I need to learn how to have fun without spending endless amounts of money. I don't know, maybe should I be thinking of making like a sinking fund to be funneling money in on a bi-weekly basis, so that when something comes up, like I don't know, hanging with somebody I don't normally see, or accidentally going to a more expensive restaurant, or buying tickets last minute to go and see a stand-up comedian in Seattle, that I have something to pull from for that. Like I don't know, but I keep messing these up. I was doing really well with them, and now I just keep messing them up, and then I have to fix it, and then in the fixing of it, it puts me not short but really in a lean budget for like the next couple pay periods, and then I screw it up again. So clearly I'm not learning my lesson. I don't know. I just don't know. I gotta figure it out, but not in this moment in time. So yeah, this is the budget for this pay period. I believe everything is covered. I hope I haven't missed anything vital. It's leaving me with $41.44 sitting in the bank account to cover in case any like bank fees or transactions or something, not transactions, but like banking fee transactions come out. I really hope nothing does, but I never really know how to predict when those are gonna come. I forgot until after I had done all the calculations that I left myself a sticky note here that I owed to the one of my banking accounts. I owe money because I pulled from it to pay certain things because my paycheck last pay period was shorted. I I pulled from my travel sinking fund, and I didn't pay it back because I didn't remember to look at the sticky note before I did all of the math. And I've decided I'm probably not going to, which doesn't sound great to not be paying myself back, but I think it's more important to be making like the debt payments and getting everything kind of like righted and sorted out again. And I'm just gonna have to deal with the fact that I took money out of the travel sinking fund and didn't pay it back. Yeah. On a happy note, I don't know if it's really happy, but it makes me happy because it means my calendar is up to date. This, wait, pages, oh no, don't fold. Ah, okay. Because when I did the calendar before, I didn't have all of the dates for everything. And it turns out all of the dates for the things that I didn't have yet are technically in April, even though they're like March bills. So my BMO MasterCard isn't due until April 3rd, my cell phone until April 4th. The Neo MasterCard, because the amount was so low, they actually didn't give me a date or an amount due, but I paid off the $8.89. So I just put it down there because I wanted to have it on here somewhere. Yeah, my bills are really heavy towards the end of the month, which is unfortunate. I mean, I make payments on them each paycheck anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Maybe it's better it's at the end of the month, so if something goes screwy at the beginning, I have time to still like fix it. Maybe, I don't know. But here we go. That is my budget for my March 24th paycheck. I will do what I have been doing and tape in that page, sort of like how I did this one. Just use some washi tape and then turn it so I can do that. So I will be taping that right there. And yeah, we are done. I know I said it was going to be short, but I rambled. But there was a lot to ramble about in my defense. So we're just going to have to go with it. I hope your guys' budget is going well and maybe perhaps more smoothly than mine, making wiser spending decisions, possibly. I think it would be harder to be making worse ones than I right now, so I'm sure you guys are doing just great. Stay safe out there. I will talk to you in a couple weeks. Yeah, bye.